And you can actually blame all the simps. Blame all the thirsty dudes who have begged women back, who have chased women, who have simped for women. Blame them all because they've conditioned women to expect a certain type of guy, to expect a desperate, thirsty loser. So if you're not that desperate, thirsty bum, that guy who has options or who just flat out has respect for himself, his time, his attention, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna lose their mind. And you can actually blame.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war. I repeat, we are at war. And yes, we've been at war for a long, long, long time. All right, man, y'all know what it is. Good Doc back again. Once again, let's lock in. Shout out to the IPA, the International Passport Association. Official merch coming soon if it's not already available. But shout out to the brother Darius M, man, for dropping knowledge that we should all be well aware of when it comes to dealing with beta men. Now, in this particular situation, I'm just going to refer to us as real men, not so much alpha or sigma or all of that stuff. I'm just going to say my real people, right? But in reality, what's happening is a lot of these beta guys are ruining dating for women in the West. They're pretty much ruining it for themselves, but in reality, they're ruining it. They're ruining the dating experience for women in the West, right? They keep going back to these women. They keep begging for their attention and doing everything that they can to get their attention. And these women actually believe that this is how all men act. So when you get a guy who is willing to stand on his own, who is willing to have a backbone, who is willing to defend himself and his rights, guess what happens? All of a sudden, these women don't know how to act, right? And what really scares me the most is, could you imagine if beta men were part of the passport community? Could you imagine if beta males, beta simps, whatever you want to call them, could you imagine if they were part of our community? Now, in reality, let's keep it a buck. There probably are a few that kind of sneak between the cracks, right? Let's keep it real. There's probably a few. But I want you to think of it like this. The reason why a lot of them are not, or at least I feel a lot of beta men are not part of the passport community, is because they haven't given up on women in the West. They haven't given up on women in their own home countries, or in this situation, the United States. They're still dating these women. They're still pandering to these women. They're still begging for these women, and that's why some of them got the big head, because there's still a certain amount of guys in the community that are still willing to live, breathe, and die and go hard for women who probably could give two shits about them, right? So at this moment, I do believe that the passport community is safe and beta male free. But to an extent, there might be a couple that are probably snuck between the cracks, right? We have to be real and we got to call a spade a spade. But can you imagine if they brung that same energy to our countries or the places that we like to travel, right? Your Latin America, Brazil, Colombia, and the DR, and of course, where me and my community lay over in Southeast Asia, Philippines, Japan, and Thailand and stuff like that. Could you imagine if they brung that same energy over there and they worshipped and they groveled and they did all these things to foreign women? It could taint the community. It could definitely taint the narrative to an extent. I do believe that there are far more men who are willing to stand on their own and who have probably been screwed over with young ladies in the West, and they've kind of felt like they know for a fact that they can't bring that same energy to foreign countries, so they don't. But yet and still, there probably are a few who will worship and give women, and I've seen it before, there are some that really do get screwed over because they allow themselves to be finessed by sweet words, or oh, you're so handsome, or at least in the Philippines they say guapo. I don't know what it is in other countries, however they call you handsome, but they allow these words to convince them that this woman is all in on them, right? But I do believe that most of the beta men have not given up on women in the West, so you're not likely to find them abroad. But to call a spade, there probably are a few, like I said, that have kind of snuck between the cracks and shit. Men, if you have not already taken the opportunity and the moment to honestly think about what it is that you want in a young lady, or what it is you're seeking to get out of a relationship if you choose to get into one. If you just want to be a player for life, again, Doc does not judge. But if you haven't taken the moment to at least think about it, now's the time, bruh. Now's the time. And if you are a beta dude, a lot of them don't like to admit to being beta. A lot of them have not really taken the time to think about whether they were beta, or some people are delusional. Some of these guys are hella delusional and actually think that they are, alpha or whatever, as opposed to beta. They just think that the way that they're going about being with women is the right way. And again, everybody's way is going to be different, but you can tell the ones that are really, 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 really effing it up for everybody else. Because the mindset of the young lady when they get into a relationship with them, at least in the West, it's different. Like, you look at them and you like, baby girl, do you honestly think that this is what I'm gonna do for you, right? You got guys who are going out on coffee dates or going to the parks and shit, the free dates and stuff like that, and these women are getting upset because we're choosing the free dates because we don't know your intentions. This is if you still choose to date in the West, of course. In the Philippines and places like that, man, most of the time these girls have zero issue with wherever you choose to take them on a date. If they're really into you, they're just glad to be within your company. And that's the way it should be, right? It should be the way of the world where a woman is just happy to be within a man's company. Now, again, vice versa. I would hope that you're there for the right reasons. Let's keep it real. Let's make sure you're there for the right reasons. And let's just, make sure that you have the best of intents, right? Because again, I'm not going to say that all men who travel have the best intents, but for me and my people, most of us travel with the best of intentions and the ladies that we choose to deal with, because we're just not comfortable and or happy or satisfied with the options that we have in the West. But could you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if beta men were getting women in the in the East, at least where I'm at? Man, that would be a disaster and a half. Disaster and a half. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like my phone trying to cut up on me, but y'all get what I'm talking about. All right. If you got any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free. Drop them in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel in any capacity, you already know what to do, man. This has been the Good Doc, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the boy to go and get the getting. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, bro. Doc's out. Peace.